I think I was very close. I think we just needed, another round. Maybe it wasn't the first game, maybe it was the second game, but it's irrelevant at this point.
How are you feeling now?
I feel good. I think from our mindset or my mindset, I'm going to kind of step back a little bit from it just to make sure everything's 100%. It wasn't any major issue. It was just a minor muscle strain. And now that because I have all the time I need, I'm just going to kind of back everything up, strengthen everything completely, and hopefully be back at it in a week or two.
How agonizing was it for you watching not being able to help out the last 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, it was tough. You never want to be injured, and then obviously at the end of the year is where those games are the most fun. Those are the games you prepare for all year. Those are the games that you work hard all year for to be involved with. So it was very difficult, but it is what it is.
What happened from your standpoint? You had the benefit of being able to sit back and watch.
For the playoff game, you're asking?
The playoff and then that stretch towards the end.
I have two mindsets of it. We didn't finish the season as strong as we should. It's disappointing to go out in a knockout game again. It's frustrating as players, as staff, organization, fans, everyone involved. But I think that's been too much of the emphasis right now. I think over the course of the season and our whole entire body of work was very positive. We had a good season. We won an Open Cup. We made it into the playoffs for the 7th time in a row in club history. We had the best defensive record by some margin. We integrated, Ilie Sanchez, Latif, Daniel, Diego. Those were all new guys into a system that they weren't familiar with, and I think they did it pretty seamlessly. Between Diego coming off a major injury and to play the amount of minutes he did at the end of the year, I think is really positive. To get Ike back, being Ike, his ceiling is no one knows how good he's going to be. I think those are all a ton of positives, and I think those are being overshadowed this year because of where we did, and our entire body of work isn't being rewarded enough. We put a lot of work into this year, and we're proud of what we did early on this season. We're disappointed, and we're unfortunate that the way it did, but we did, make some strides this year as a team.
Notice you're leaving yourself off the list of people who accomplished a lot this year with the goals against average.
Me, that's not important. That's so much down to the guys in front of me and just how we play as a unit. And, I think we're a team, and when one piece of that link is missing, maybe we're not as strong as we should be. And, whether it's me or Matt, Ike, Seth, Graham, Saad, Ilya, whoever it is, we're a unit as a defense, and that's what we need to all be there.
You playing with a lot more confidence this year, though, you felt like?
I just think as you play games and as you become older, you become more confident in yourself and your ability. I really enjoyed the way we played this year. I'm looking forward to continue along this path that we're playing. It's a style that I think benefits me. So I think, it's given me confidence.
Sounds like you're pretty excited about next year with what the young guys you guys brought in and how well they performed.
I am. The amount of minutes those guys got this year and for how young they are and how talented they are, I think, the future is bright. No one knows what's going to happen here. We are in a result-oriented business, and there are going to be changes, and we don't know what those changes are going to be for myself and all the way through. But I think, like I said, the future here is bright with the guys that they brought in last year.
You and Alec Duffy have a great relationship. How does that benefit you on the field?
Goalkeeper relationships with their coaches are so much different than field players with coaches. You work a lot closer. You're together all the time. You're in meetings. You're, spending an hour before, after everything. And it is a really important relationship, and it's one that Alec has impressed me so much this year. I knew he was a good goalie coach. I didn't have a ton of opportunities to work with him last year when he was working with Swope. I'm excited to continue to work with him. I enjoy working with him. He's a guy that he's very level-headed, and he's calm, when things are going well and when things are going bad, which is really important, I think, in my position.
There are a lot of franchises that this time of year they're looking at, we got to add 5 guys. We are really weak in this. Do you think you've got the makings with the right people stepping up, either the guys on the roster or 1 or 2 additions on the offensive end? Do you think you have the makings of a team that can make a run next year and really do some damage?
I think that our body of work speaks that we have a good team. We showed that all year. We faltered at certain areas, but I don't think that was down to the additions. I think we have a very good core, I can't speak for players they're going to add or eliminate. I don't know any of that. It's not my business. But I am excited about the future of the club and the direction I think we're going in.
Tim, when you were hurt, I mean, it just seemed like kind of out of nowhere. Like you were just hurt. You had the time to analyze the injury. Have you figured out exactly maybe what happened there and what you can do to maybe prevent something like that from happening in the future?
So, when you come into a season, for me, you have team goals and personal goals. And one of my big personal goals was being healthy for 34 games, and it didn't happen. I made it 31 3/4, whatever it was. Every year you tinker with a recipe that you think will be successful to making sure you're not hurt. I felt really good. It wasn't like I was dealing with a nagging injury. It wasn't something that, I have this issue, I have to make sure I'm careful on certain plays. I didn't feel anything. It was just, a snap decision on the play and minor strain. It just kind of unfortunate and poor timing.
Is that an injury that happens on grass?
I don't blame the turf. I actually think that for goalkeepers, sometimes turf is beneficial. For my style as well, I consider myself, an explosive person, and there's been plenty of times where grass has given out on me. That doesn't usually happen with turf. Not always. I mean, it has happened to me, but so I don't blame the turf by any means.
Do you change your workouts in the off season to make sure something like that doesn't happen again?
To a degree. Like I said, you tinker with the recipe every year. You're learning, you're adapting as a pro. You're trying to figure out what makes sense, what works the best. But then as you get older, you try to use your mind more than your body. But that is something that I'm going to do. I'm going to adapt my off season again, as I have for the last 10 years, and hopefully it yields a better success rate.
Are you getting more and more comfortable being in the spotlight with what you've accomplished?
I don't need to be in the spotlight. I think you know that. I want our group to do. I'm a big believer I'm only in the spotlight because our team is having success. And without our team having success, I've been on teams where, Chivas, you had that one guy that had a good season and the rest of the team, you're kind of like, oh, not really sure what's going on there. And being in an environment like this is lights ahead better.
This off season, you get to play dad. That's
Yeah.
new. What else will you be doing?
Just dad. It's been really cool to go through the baby experience. She's 3 months today. She's been awesome. Being home extra, not that we're away a ton, but usually with some traveling, things like that, getting to see how much she develops and changes every day is just been an awesome experience. And it's going to be a fun off season in the sense that I got to spend that time with my daughter, but it's going to be an off season that's my focus is to be 100% ready to make a run in the playoffs that this club deserves.
A lot of guys say that becoming a dad changes your perspective on your career. Does that do that for you?
I don't think so. I actually like it. I think it's more of an incentive. You're not playing for yourself or your wife. You're playing for a little person that's so dependent off you, and I enjoy that extra, not pressure, but that extra just something to get you going a little bit more.